How to focus for 10 hours a day. Now, I'm not bullshitting here. This is not some BS, okay? I'm gonna practically teach you step-by-step method that got me to focus for 10 hours a day. Let's get into the video. So first of all, let's go over my story, right? So I was a skinny, packy boy. I grew up in Pakistan for 3-4 years. Then I moved to Australia right now where I'm living now, okay? For a few years back, I mean, let's say even last year, I could not focus without getting distracted. Just couldn't. I would just watch a YouTube video, scroll down to the comments in the first 10 seconds. I could just scroll, send Snapchat snaps to people all day long. That's all I used to do. I could not focus. I had my phone there. I could not focus with my phone there. All I wanted to do was make money. I was 13, 14 years old in high school, in year 8. Yeah, I think it was in year 8. I just wanted to make money. I just could not sit down and work. I just could not. I did not know what business model to do, what this, and all that. I didn't give a shit about that, but I just could not sit down and work. But after I learned the methods that I'm going to teach you guys in this video, just last week on Saturday, I think it was Saturday, I worked from 5 a.m. all the way to 11:30. I think for that was 6.5 hours. I worked for 6.5 hours straight. I achieved so much. I achieved more than what you could ever achieve in 1 week. And I did that in 6 hours. On a normal basis, I worked for 6 hours a day, just 6+ hours without getting distracted. And what I'm going to teach you in this video, I've invested into courses, school communities, different courses. I've bought different courses to learn how to focus and all that, all right? But I'm just going to teach you in that video. I'm going to teach you that in this video for free. Why should you trust me? So as you guys can see over here, I'll just move my webcam. As you guys can see, I have a private free school community that has 1.2k members, 1,200 members, and we're ranked in the top 100 out of all the school communities on the platform. Just imagine that, a 15-year-old and another 16-year-old, we're running this community. We have a school community that is better than 99% of school communities out there, and we're 15 and 16 years old. Just imagine that. And then on top of that, we also have a paid school community, which has 27 members and $10 a month. And we started that less than, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and we already have 27 members inside of it. It's crazy. And if you guys didn't know, I also run an agency, a social media marketing agency, right? And here's some evidence. That's my agency called Growth Synergy. And here are a few transactions for my clients, 1.3K, 1.3K. And I'm getting another one in a few days, which is going to be 2.5K. First of all, we need to go over the importance of focus. So focus is really, really, really crucial in life and business. You need to find an advantage where other people are weak at. Let's say, if you're good at focus, if you can focus, sit down and work, and other people can't, you're ahead of 99% of entrepreneurs. You're ahead of 99% of people out there if you can just sit down and work. Because literally no one can sit down and work. No one at all can sit down and work these days. And I can already tell, you probably already scrolled down to the comments of this video because you're a loser. First of all, we need to define focus. So what is focus? So it's just a simple definition, just like 6 words definition. The ability to not get distracted. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You can put this as your wallpaper. Make a custom wallpaper, canvas poster. Do not get distracted. That is what focus is. The ability to not get distracted. And what focus is, right? It acts as a force multiplier to work and your productivity. And focus, it literally determines the level of productivity you have in a given amount of time. Just a short definition, some small bits of things you need to know before moving on to this video, right? So let's move on to utilizing time and focus. We all have 24 hours in one day. We don't have 10 hours, we don't have 8 hours, we don't have 30 hours, we don't have 40 hours. We all have 24 hours. Just because I can achieve more doesn't mean I have 40 hours in a day and you have 10. Okay? I have 24 hours, you have 24 hours. It just comes down to how I use those hours, how you use those hours. That's what productivity, that's what focus comes down to, right? And how you use those hours determines the output of work you get, right? So varying levels of focus can lead to significantly different results. Let's say you work for 8 hours, but for 6 hours, you were doing shallow work, not deep work, right? You were getting distracted every now and again. You would watch a YouTube video, check your Instagram notification, and then imagine someone else. Imagine me, right? I work for 6 hours. I work for 4 hours in a day. Absolute deep work, no distractions at all, fully focused on the task, right? Just think about it. Who would achieve more, right? Me or you? Obviously, it's me, right? And that's because I utilize my time better and I utilize focus, and you didn't. And that's what I'm going to teach you in this video. So the first action step is you need to understand focus requires a warm up. Just like physical exercise, just like going to the gym, just like going for football training, you have to warm up, right? You can't just expect to start a 100-meter sprint straight away without stretching your muscles or doing a warm up, right? You're gonna get injured. And that's just like with focus. You're gonna get distracted if you don't have a warm up, right? And just a simple warm up. This is one I got from Andrew Huberman, just for focus, is to stare at a small point at a wall for 1 minute. 30 seconds to 1 minute is good enough, right? Just look straight at a wall, find one point, just focus on that for 30 seconds. Just write this down as an action step. How to rest. This is really important because many people, this is a mistake I've seen everywhere. So many people did make this mistake. They think that working for 6 hours straight is gonna get them results. It's not. You drain and focus, right? You drain and focus the more you work. Let's say you work for 3 hours, you're gonna have less focus at the end of 3 hours than you did before, right? So that's why it's really important to take 10 to 30-minute rest every 90-minute block. So this is why I block my work periods out in 90-minute blocks, because 90 minutes is optimal for flow. It's optimal for your brain to get into that state, that state of zone. And what you can do in your rest is engage in relaxing activities. Don't do hardcore work. Don't do a hardcore workout in these times. Just do go for a walk in nature, or go 10-minute nap, 30-minute nap. Don't do a long nap because that's gonna mess with your sleep schedule. Just do some relaxing activities, creative activities that allow your mind to be at a state of rest and not working, because your mind has been working for 90 minutes straight. You don't want it to be working again. The point of rest is to relax your mind, okay? So just do one of these 3 things the next time you get into a deep work state. Okay, now let's move on from rest. Diet. This is the most important part when it comes to focus. The single best tip that I can give you to improve your focus is avoid carbs and sugar during your working hours. Please understand this. Please write this down. Just understand this. Carbs and sugars are terrible for your focus. This is why. Because carbs and sugars, like processed sugars, they take time for your body to digest. They take time and energy for your body to digest. And you could be using that energy, you could be using that time, you could be using that energy to be working on a more productive task than consuming carbs, okay? So ingest carbs. I'm not saying carbs are bad for you. Ingest carbs after your work period. Let's say you wake up at 5 a.m. and you work till 1 p.m., right? And there's rest in between, obviously. Don't have processed sugars or carbs in between 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can have it at 2 p.m., have it at 3 p.m., but don't have it in between, because that's going to mess with your focus. And that's exactly what intermittent fasting is. Intermittent fasting is basically being in a state of fasting for a certain period of time. So that could be from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Or it could be from 7 a.m. to 8, 9, 10 a.m., right? That's intermittent fasting, just not eating for a while, okay? If you don't want to do intermittent fasting, however, you can have a high protein breakfast, because that's not going to take as much energy for your body to digest. It's not going to mess with your focus, okay? So keep that in mind. Don't have carbs before you work, or while you're working, have it after. And if you want to have food, then have something high in protein. This slide, just take a screenshot of this slide right now. Take a screenshot of this slide, because this slide is going to help you so much with your focus. So much with your focus. Avoid processed foods at all costs. Are you serious? Eat like a human. We're not meant to be eating all that bullshit, all that chemically stuff made in science labs, right? We're not meant to be eating chocolate. We're not meant to be drinking chocolate milk, right? We're not eating like humans. Eating like human is eating steak, eating meat. That's what humans are supposed to eat, not fucking chocolate, yeah? And this point, I want to emphasize this so much. Never, I'm saying never eat processed sugars. Never ever. Not even before work, not after work. It's just terrible for your brain. It is horrendous for your brain, okay? Never eat processed sugars. It's carbs 10 times worse than that. And just the final point I want to touch on in diet is avoiding caffeine, right? I know many people have been listening to Andrew Huberman saying that, I want to ingest caffeine, and it improves focus, right? I'm going to have it 90 to 120 minutes after waking up. Yes, that might give you a small increase, but I don't believe that's the case. I don't believe that's the case. Caffeine is a drug. I believe most drugs are bad. Mostly all drugs are bad. Caffeine is a drug. It's an addiction. And most people are gonna say, most people are gonna bring up these facts about caffeine, saying it improves focus and all that bullshit. They're gonna bring that up because they're coping behind their addiction. They're coping behind that they cannot quit caffeine. Just caffeine, just avoid it at all costs. If you must like drink it, if you must drink it, then consume it in small doses and try and consume it after 2 hours of waking up. And never ever consume it in the afternoon or night. It's gonna mess with your sleep schedule. Meditation. Many people do meditation for, relaxation, removing stress, self-awareness, but what we want to do is for improving focus. And the way it improves focus is it increases self-awareness. And when we improve self-awareness, right, when we're in the middle of a flow state task, when we're in the middle of working, right, and instantly we get a thought. It's natural to get a thought. It's human to have a thought. When you get a thought, you just have that ability to notice that thought as soon as it comes and just remove it from your head, and just focus back on that moment. If you think about it, just visualize this. Imagine you've never meditated, never ever meditated, and there's another person, me. I've meditated for over 5-10 minutes every single day for 10 years, right? 5 years, or even 1 year for that case. When I'm working and I get a thought in my head, because I've been meditating, right? I can instantly notice that thought within seconds. I can instantly notice that thought and I can flush it away. I can move it to the side and continue working on what I was working on. But the normal person that doesn't meditate, they're gonna give into that thought. They're gonna go deeper into that thought and get distracted from the work they were doing, and all of a sudden they're out of that flow state. They're out of that flow state and they've just procrastinated because they've been thinking that thought, and yeah, they're not focusing on the task. So just sit down and meditate. It's so easy. Just on my chair like this. Just do like one breath of mindfulness with me right now. Sit on your chair. Relax your body. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for a few seconds. And then exhale. Make sure that exhale is a bit longer than inhale, because that if you want to do that, that's going to put your brain into a state of relaxation and also going to increase self-awareness. So it's a win-win for both of you. So yeah. And make sure, another tip for meditation is make sure when you're meditating, you're in a place where it's not noisy, a place where there's barely any noise coming in. So that's why I recommend doing meditation in the morning when no one else is awake, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., because it's so quiet. You can do whatever you want. You can work undistracted. You can do meditation with no distractions. However, if the problem arises, you have to do meditation and it's a noisy environment, invest into a good pair of noise cancelling headphones. I would recommend the those noise cancelling headphones, the one that tradies wear, just those ones. I don't care if it's like not the Bluetooth ones, just those normal ones that, the earmuffs. Next thing, single tasking. Single task everywhere you can, because multitask is gonna literally destroy your focus. Multitask can literally destroy your focus by 15 times. Because when you're multitasking, what you're doing is you're dividing your attention. You're dividing your attention and energy to 3, 4, 5 different things rather than one, right? Because when you split your focus to different tasks, you can never fully put your energy on one task. You can never fully, thoroughly, extensively complete one task. Because you're giving your 100%, you're giving 30% to one task, 30% to another task, 30% to another task. You have to give 100% to every single task you complete. That is how you get to the top. That is how you make money. That is how you become an entrepreneur. That is how you become a deadly entrepreneur. Now I'm going to go over 2 things I want to really emphasize: physical environment and digital environment, because environment plays a large factor in deciding your focus. So let's first go over the physical environment. So first of all, your desk should be as minimalistic as possible. There should only be 2 to 3 things at your desk. There should be a desk, obviously. There should be your monitor, your laptop, and there should be a keyboard if you use one. 2 things: desk or your laptop if you don't have a keyboard, right? 2 things. That's all you're doing. That's all you're saying. Because let's say if you have a phone in your sight, you're going to get distracted to the phone. You're going to pick the phone up, scroll notifications. If you have a random school book lying around, you're going to pick that up. Your eyes are going to focus towards that rather than at the task. So that's why you need to have a minimalistic setup, okay? Remove things you don't need. So remove everything you don't need. School books, your phone. Put your phone out of sight. Put your phone somewhere where you forget about it. Put it in a cabinet in another room, right? Remove all decorations, all those fancy decorations you have in your room, all your fancy wallpapers and all that. Just remove that, right? Just have a simple, plain white wall. No distractions. Just keep it as simple as possible. And make sure there's no noise coming in. If there is noise coming in, close your door or get a good pair of noise cancelling headphones. Now let's go over digital environment. Digital environment, only have one tab open. If you're doing work, one or two tabs, you just have tabs open that you need to do the work. Let's say I'm making a YouTube video. The only tab I'm gonna have open is Canva because that's what I record these presentations on, right? That's the only tab I'm gonna have open. If I have other tabs open, there's gonna be notifications coming in from other tabs. I'm gonna get distracted from other tabs, right? And I don't want to do that. I want to focus simply on the one task at hand. If you open the link, if you found a really valuable website and you want to save it for later, have like a folder or have like a Google Doc, a Word document where you save all those links and come back to it later. Don't just keep it open because that's gonna clutter your mind. It's gonna slow your desktop down. You're gonna get less stuff done. Have a minimalistic taskbar. You know that taskbar at the bottom where you go to find the apps, right? Have that 3 to 5 apps at max. Nothing more than that because then you're gonna get distracted. And only have apps that you need. So not Spotify, not Apple Music. You don't need that, okay? Just 3 to 5 apps. It could be Chrome. Chrome is probably the best one. There's Notes, Launchpad, Sticky Notes. That's probably all you need. Next thing I want to go over is clean bookmarks. You know there's bookmarks whenever you click a bookmark, right? And you click save. When you go to bookmarks and you see it, it's gonna come up with a name next door and then the bookmark icon. That's not what we want. We want minimalistic bookmarks. So what you want to do is when you want to save a website and you want to bookmark it, click on the bookmark button, and you know where it says the name, right? The name of the bookmark. Just leave it as blank, and just click save. That's it. It's just gonna appear as a small icon rather than the whole name of the website or wherever it is. It's just gonna look much more cleaner, less distracting. Next thing, no folders, just save them as tabs. You know there's bookmark folders, just save them as tabs, just like the clean bookmark tabs. And next thing, last one is organize everything you have into folders. Don't leave anything that's not into a folder in your laptop. Just make your environment as clean as possible, as simple as possible. Log out of every platform. This is a tip I got from Charlie Morgan actually. Log out of every platform because when you don't log out of every platform, a small percentage of you, a small part of your brain is still active on that platform. Let's say I haven't logged out of Instagram on my laptop. A small part of my brain is still active on that platform, and we don't want that because we want every single bit of my brain to be focused on the task at hand and that I'm doing right now. So log out of every platform. Next thing, remove apps on your phone or your laptop that you do not need. Delete them. Let's say you have social media and you don't need it, just delete it. But if you're using social media for personal branding and you're using it for the right case, right? Not doom scrolling and all that bullshit, have it at the end screen of your phone. So you have to swipe like 6 times to get to it. And that way, because when you open your phone, right, you're not going to see Instagram there, you're not going to see TikTok there, you're not going to see Facebook there, right? Use Google Chrome as your, instead of Safari, instead of Firefox, instead of Brave. Forget all those bullshit browsers. Just use Google Chrome because this is the most minimalistic, most simple browser. And the next thing to take it to another level is to use the Momentum Chrome extension. And what this does is it just gives a clean look to your Google Chrome home screen, and you're just not going to get distracted, okay? Now it's everything for physical environment, digital environment, and you have my respect now. You literally have my respect because you watched this video, 20-minute long, unedited YouTube video. Respect to you for not clicking on all those bullshit clickbaity videos, with all those editing. You have my respect. You genuinely have my respect because you have the top 1% attention span out there. You could watch 20 minutes straight without getting distracted. Okay? And just to solidify everything you've learned in this video, just make sure you take notes. Rewatch this video if you have to. Take notes on everything. Take notes as checklists and write everything down that you can implement into your life. And every time you implement it, just check it off, right? That's how you get better. That's how you implement. That's how you don't go into the mental masturbation phase, okay? Now, if you're in this part of the video, which you are probably the 1% of people out there, if you're watching this video right now, I have a masculine brotherhood called the 1% Club. It's on a platform called school.com. And there's all, I think it's a bit over 1K members inside of that community. And I believe that community can really help you transform your life. It can help you make more money, network with more entrepreneurs. There's access to premium courses on that community, right? Like courses like Scary Agency for 7 figures, full productivity course, there's a full copywriting course. There's going to be a full martial arts course coming out from a professional fighter, right? So I genuinely believe that community will help you, right? And if you want to access that community, there's a link in the bio. Just go click on that.